If you're really sexy, come on baby, tell me. Ooh, it is nipply in here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a hot minute since we put out a story time. Your boy been busy. I have 2 story time ideas for today. Both take place in Puerto Rico, so this is going to be a choose your own adventure. So if you would like to hear the story of me almost killing a homeless person who tried killing me with my own tire iron, then choose this one. If you would like to hear about when a mother going into labor thought I was the doctor, choose this one. I'm just kidding. You can't choose your own adventure. This is story time, okay? I choose this shit. These are my stories. You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You'll get to hear both of these stories, but today we'll tell the nursing story. Some of you probably don't know. I don't really highlight it too often. I have a bachelor's in nursing. Am I using it? Fuck no. Why? I'm no fucker. Nah, to be completely honest, nursing just wasn't for me. I commend and respect and love everybody I went to nursing school with. Scratch that. Some of you people were assholes. Nursing school was one of those things that I did basically just for the opportunity to live in Puerto Rico. I regret nothing. I mean, some of my student loans would beg a differ. I get to engulf myself in the culture that mi padre is from. There's nothing like getting the opportunity to compete in boxing in the motherland. That was amazing for me. Just dancing, just the nightlife, the clubs. When I have the opportunity to somehow help Puerto Rico, I'm gonna do it. There were nights sitting on the beach, just watching the waves under a coconut tree, drinking medalla and maybe devil's lettuce, who knows? And we were just like, this is magic. The main reason I was there was nursing school. And let me tell you, it was my least favorite part. I ditched class and did the bare minimum. I got decent grades. I mean, nothing like, would I trust myself as a nurse now? No. And we could debate this and talk for hours about Western medicine and how it's turned into big business. And I used to get in fights with my pharmacology teacher all the time. And he would say, that's outside your scope of work. You just do your job. And I said, fuck you. I didn't really say that. I don't believe in just giving people pills and side effects of those pills and needing more pills and blah, blah, blah. And it's a vicious cycle of creating lifelong customers. When I was in nursing school, we would have to do clinicals. I remember going into the psych ward and it looked like exactly Shutter Island. And I remember we were all corralled in this hallway waiting to go into one of the wings. It was a glass window and all of the patients in the psych ward gathered around the window, the glass just staring at us. And for some reason, the teacher in charge of that class, she goes, okay, we need to go in so they can settle down and not be so excited. And I was like, why are we going in there? Why don't we just stay here until things calm down and they forget about us? Forces us all to go in there. We're just walking through the hallway and everything. They surround us like we're being corralled. A lot of the girls in the class, it was mainly girls. The classes were like 85% girls, 15% men. Giggity. They knew I had boxed. They were all gathering around me. They're like, Evan boxes. And I'm like, I'm not gonna square up with these patients and start punching them. There was one that was in Spanish was saying, El diablo está aquí, el diablo está aquí. And he was saying like, the devil is here, the devil is here. That was intense. And then I look over and a patient who was like almost 7 feet tall is walking straight towards me and he's just staring at me. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta keep my peepers on you. This doesn't look good. He gets about 2 feet away from me and then he just lifts his shirt up. And underneath, he just has a wound on his stomach, which was like 9 inches long and it was all stitches worked through it. Come to find out, he had stabbed himself in the morning with a spoon, going at it like a bowl of Cheerios. But all I can do is when he lifts up his shirt, I just go, oh. I was at a loss of words. I had no other response for him, like, tight. We went to the maternity ward. We would have different roles and you basically would just get experience in every field of nursing. And I remember one of the clinicals, all you had to do was just go through the room with all the babies. And you would basically just lift the babies up. You would hold them and everything, and then you would send them back down, and then you would move on to the next baby. A baby holding whore, and that was it. And I remember I posted a picture with one of the babies. Shout out to that baby. She's probably like 6, 7 years old, so shout out wherever you are. I posted a picture on Facebook that I was welcoming to the world Sophia Lopez, and I was holding my little baby. And a lot of people thought for years that I had this little illegitimate baby in Puerto Rico, I remember they were asking my parents about, like, how is Evan's baby? Like, he's not taking care of that thing anymore. Aside from me just pretending that I'm a mother holding all these babies, I would have to do all the other roles of a nurse in this particular field. And one of them was being in the room when babies were born, being a part of the miracle of birth. And shout out to this teacher, because she always wanted us to try to see some real shit. This is the same teacher that was in the psych ward. She had us go into this room while this lady was preparing to give birth. I think she was like dilated at like 8 centimeters or something like that. Baby was almost crowning. I was the only guy in this particular situation in the class. So it was myself, 4 or 5 other students who were female, the husband and his wife, and my teacher. The wife didn't speak a word of English. The wife is going back and forth and just in pain. And in this particular situation was very awkward for a guy, because the husband is instantly looking at me. He's like, why the fuck are you here? I don't like the looks of you. And the teacher explains to him that we're students and everything, and need to see this for part of our school. We didn't really need to see it. She just said that. He is just like, wait, so you guys are gonna be in here when she's giving birth? Instantly, I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't be in here. I mean, this is their moment. And the teacher's like, yes, okay. And he's like, listen, she's gonna freak out if she knows that you guys are just students, so you can't let her just know that you're students watching. And we don't really say anything, because I don't know what legally I am supposed to say. But then our teacher is like, all right, guys, so gather around. I'm gonna show you how dilated she is. I remember like a sick feeling got in my stomach, because I'm like, this dude is about to watch me watch this. So I do the walk of shame to the bottom of the bed. And I remember looking up at him for just a split second. I'm like this, and I look at him, and he's just like this, looking at me. And rightfully so. I feel uncomfortable. This isn't a cool moment for me. So I'm just like this to play it off and not be weird and not make him feel weird. For sure my teacher's not picking up on his vibes. I just go like this. And then I go back to my notes. I'm thinking about now, it was weird to go back to my notes as if I'm drawing, or like, just like, well, that looked interesting. Our teacher leaves to go find the doctor. She leaves all of us students in a weird line of sight at the bottom of the bed. I would have rather had us outside of the room, but hey, I'm not the teacher. I start walking around the room to get out of the line of sight that makes him feel uncomfortable. And I'm looking around and I'm like, let me just pretend I'm doing something schoolish. So next to her was a graph that was being printed out on paper as it was coming out. I remember looking at it, and since it's in our textbooks and everything, I'm trying to read it and I'm trying to check everything out, and just, it actually is interesting to me. Here's where shit gets crazy. The wife, she goes, Doctora, ayúdame por favor. Then she's telling me like, please help me, I have pain. I look at her, I look at my classmates, and then I look at him. He is looking at me and he's going like this. Because all I want to do is just say, I'm a student, I'm sorry, I can't help you. She goes, Doctora, por favor. Basically asking me, why aren't you answering me? Can you please help me? And I'm just like this, oh man, what do I do? And every time I look over, the husband goes, like basically saying, you have to keep this going. Don't you tell her you're a student. And all I end up doing was going, perdóname, and I just pretend like something happened. I look at my wristwatch and I just walk out the door. I said, fuck it, I'm not in this class anymore. What, are they gonna stop me? They're gonna make me stay in there? No, I'm out. Profesora, you did this to yourself, put me in that weird situation. But it was a good time. And next week I will tell you about when a homeless man tried to kill me with my own tire iron when I got a flat tire in Puerto Rico. But until then, remember, I love you, and Epstein didn't kill himself.